When we look at some outfit and there's an instant, attention grab. Like for example, we see a red color outfit and then, our attention is, you know, directed towards that outfit. So that is nothing but color theory in fashion. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the episode 4 of NIF Diaries. And in today's episode, we will be talking about color theory in fashion. So this episode will be only about, colors and how colors are playing fundamental role in your fashion and art journey. क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा लगता है if you don't have the correct knowledge of colors, you cannot experiment with a different a set of colors or say different design, because to even proceed further you need to have at least a certain minimum understanding of colors, the knowledge of colors and the mixing of colors. So yeah, let's start. We'll be starting with the color wheel. So it's like, we were taught in our college days that there's a certain color wheel with a lot of colors. We have primary colors, we have say secondary colors, and we have tertiary colors. So primary colors जो हैं वो basically, there are three types of primary colors. One is blue, second is red, and third is yellow. So these three are your primary colors, that is red, your blue color and your yellow color. Then we have the secondary color. So secondary color would be orange, green and purple. Now you'll say how these are your secondary colors और वो पहला primary colors है, क्योंकि secondary color जो है हमें primary color के mixture से मिलता है. So that's why your purple or your green or your orange is the secondary color, because you mix those primary color और फिर आपको secondary मिलता है. Then we have tertiary color. So tertiary is the mixing of secondary color, which is say orange green or orange blue. So these kind of shades that we get through mixing of secondary color is actually your tertiary color. So there's like a very interesting concept of different colors, how you get these colors, and how you can place these colors to design your outfit or your art inspiration or your artwork. For example, there is a term called analogous colors. So analogous colors are basically colors जो कि color wheel में adjacent होते हैं. Like for example, there is a color called blue and there's a color called green. Okay, so these are your adjacent colors. अगर आप एक vacation wear और design कर रहे हो अपने लिए, and or it's a beach wear, so imagine both the colors, one is blue and one is green, and the both the colors sit perfectly in your designed outfit. You are say making a gown for the beach wear, or a two-piece sort of a thing. So these two colors create a harmonious look. Your look is looking very apt for the situation, apt for the location and everything. So this was your perfect example of how you can use your analogous colors. Second, we have colors like complementary colors, which sits just opposite to each other. Like for example, colors like red and color like green. So आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारे ऐसे इंडियन वेयर जो होते हैं, एंड नॉट इवन जस्ट इंडियन वेयर बट लाइक वेस्टर्न वेयर एज वेल, where we have two different colors. Like for example, you have one green color and you have one red color, but when you see the entire outfit it looks really balanced. That's how both the colors are actually complementing each other. Not just Indian wear, for example, if you are designing say a sportswear, and you know how to perfectly balance these both colors, so you have that correct idea of colors and how you can put that in a garment, put that in your outfit or your collection. So that is your complementary color. Then we have a concept of monochrome look. So monochrome is basically what people think it's all about, black and white. Wearing black and white is always a monochrome look, like a general idea that we have, but it's partially true. Monochrome is not only about wearing black and white, it's also about wearing one single color and not experimenting with other shades. Like for example, you're wearing a shade of pink in a single outfit, and it's in on a darker shade also you are wearing pink, and on the lighter shade also you are wearing pink. So if you're just wearing one shade, one family, so that is your monochrome look. You are wearing a gown where there is not a hint of any other color, just blue, a lighter blue, a darker blue, or you're just experimenting with that shade. So that is a very classic example of how you are experimenting with monochrome looks, not just black and white but any sort of colors, but just you are just sticking with one single color, that is any of your choices. So we have talked about analogous colors, we have talked about, say, your primary, secondary, tertiary colors, we have talked about complementary colors, and then we have talked about um, uh, this which is monochrome. Okay, now we will talk about say color blocking. So there's a very interesting concept of color blocking as well, where you take a large portion of color and you experiment with another large portion of colors. So there's a varied distinction between both the colors. Like for example, you are experimenting with purple, say, one color purple, and then you are experimenting with say pink, okay, and there's a varied difference between those colors, and then you are using it as a color block, a pink which is a very different from the shade of purple. So that is an example of, say, color blocking. Or for example, you are experimenting with a large portion, you are wearing a blazer which is of one color, one solid color, and then there's a patchwork which is very different from the original base color. So that is that is called color blocking, and that is a very interesting concept in color theory, where you can experiment with different colors, but you need to balance that to create a perfect look. So we have talked about color blocking as well. Now there's also a rule called 70-20-10% of colors that we apply in color theory, where the 70% color that we prefer is the primary color, 20 is the secondary, and 30 is the tertiary. So that is the common rule that we follow in fashion, that is the 70-20-10 rule in any of the garment or any of the your collection. You might have seen, जैसे लोग होते हैं जो अपने garments बनाते हैं, वो maximum they go for 3 different colors. They don't experiment with a lot of colors. But on the other hand, there are also designs where you can you see there are a lot of colors well put all together. You see, especially in Indian wear, where you see a lot of color happening in a single garment. But that means the person knows how to balance each. It's not like they have placed 10 different colors and they are not making any sense to the viewer or to the consumer. It should look balanced, it should look harmonious to get that defined look that you have imagined. So even if you are just, say, experimenting with, say, 3 colors, or you're not experimenting with 3 colors, you are you're fond of experimenting with like a lot of colors, but you know how to create a harmonious look while you're creating it. So I think color, the knowledge of colors and the knowledge of color theory is really good for you, because once you have that idea, once you know how to mix and match, once you know आपको कैसे experiment करना है, your you understand the concept of undertone, you understand the concept of, say, warm colors, or you understand the concept of all these things, then I think you are good to go. So I think this episode is all about what I have talked about in this. If you have learned something, you've enjoyed this video, please do like, share and subscribe, so that I can make future videos on such topics. So yeah, bye.